I was able to win the main event, stop his win streak, and I hadn't won but one other time before. So I won that night. He was second.
Jeff, I'll race you anytime.
Oh, the challenge is on.
A pair of AMA Hall of Famers, legends, and motorcycle icons having fun with one another more than 2 decades after their epic rivalry. Stay with us in this video because we're going to catch up with the superbly talented Jeff Emig and Jeremy McGrath about their unforgettable 1997 season. Let's set the stage. Heading into 1997, Jeremy McGrath was well on his way to becoming the king of Supercross. He was riding 4 straight titles, and in 1996, McGrath won 14 of 15 races. Only Jeff Emig was able to stop him in St. Louis, something that still puts a smile on Jeff Emig's face even now. Heading into 1997, Jeremy McGrath shocked the motorcycle world just 4 days before the opener when he defected from Honda and switched to Team Suzuki. It was a transition that would be very difficult for McGrath, and Emig was young and hungry and ready to seize the opportunity. The 1997 season saw 7 different winners. Supercross continued to explode in popularity as more than 700,000 fans came through the gates and millions more watched on ESPN2. Jeff Emig and Jeremy McGrath treated these fans to incredibly competitive battles. When the dust settled, it was Jeff Emig who was able to win the title and stop the dominance of Jeremy McGrath. Now, if you don't think McGrath still thinks about it to this day, consider this. If McGrath had won the title, he would have won 8 Supercross titles in a row. As for Jeff Emig, it proved to be career-changing and career-defining. It was a rivalry that no one will ever forget. If you experienced this rivalry, if you were there, if you watched on television, leave your thoughts, your comments, your stories as we get ready to catch up with these two today. Both are still active on motorcycles. Jeff Emig is a brand ambassador for Husqvarna. Jeremy McGrath is a brand ambassador for Kawasaki, go figure. Jeremy is also a superstar in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, where he has found much success in the Pro 2 category. In fact, at the end of 2019, Jeremy returned to Glen Helen, where he dominated the race. But these days, for Emig and McGrath, it's all about the kids. Jeremy is spending a lot of time bringing along his 2 very talented daughters. Jeremy says if he meets a young child who knows who he is, it's special to him because that means he must have treated their parents right. Well, let's head over and catch up with these 2 greats today, more than 20 years after they produced that epic 1997 battle.
Here with the AMA Hall of Famer, the Supercross champ, the one and only Jeff Emig. Jeff, we're talking about the king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath. You two are synonymous. I know growing up, there were a ton of fans who loved McGrath, but there was also a ton of fans rooting for this guy on a Kawasaki to somehow dethrone him. When I say McGrath, what memory pops into your head?
Well, as it relates to what he's doing out here racing in the short course truck races, is his mental strength and his focus when it comes to racing. He really knows how to dedicate himself, and when the gate drops or the flag raises and all of that, he's a guy that really has that extra edge that it takes to be a champion.
The fact that you became a hero to so many in 97 by getting that win, what does that mean to you, and what do you remember about that epic battle?
Well, certainly 97 was a dream season for me as far as Supercross goes, and you know, it's not easy racing against a guy like Jeremy McGrath, who really had the formula for winning races and therefore winning championships perfected. He had won 4 straight Supercross championships, which no one had ever done. So, it's like every year that would go by, it's like the mountain just got steeper and steeper. And then fortunately in 1997, things went my way and I reached the top of that mountain.
What do you think it was about you where you were able to finally dethrone him where so many were not able to?
I don't know. I have to just chalk it up to determination and dedication, and wanting to do whatever it took to win.
Best memory involving McGrath when you look back? Was it an epic battle? Was it something that happened in the pits?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the race that we had in St. Louis in 1996, when he had an unbeaten streak going, and in my sort of home race, essentially, I was able to win the main event, stop his win streak, and I hadn't won but one other time before. So I won that night. He was second, and that's for me, that was a really good memory.
All right, so let's bring people up to speed right now. I know he's still active on a bike, you're still active on a bike. Who wins right now on the motocross track or supercross track?
Supercross track, hands down, he's got me handled. No doubt about it.
How about motocross track?
Yeah, well, it might take a little preparation. I don't know. That'd be tough to say.
I would love to see it, man. How about Jeff Emig?
No. There's no more racing involved. No more.
How about
Jeff? For fun.
How about Jeff in an off-road truck? Could we ever see that?
I could do that.
Man, what a great trip down memory lane. Thanks.
We could do Vegas to Reno next year. You could be my co-driver.
I will, as long as you promise me I'm not going to get sick from those 5-foot whoops that we're going to hit at 120 miles an hour.
That's right.
Well, thanks so much, Jeff. This has been a great trip down memory lane.
It certainly has. Thank you.
Look who we found. Showtime, King of Supercross. Jeremy, great to see you here. We're taking a little trip down memory lane. We're talking about some of the greatest rivalries in motorsports, and certainly one of the best ever has to be Jeremy McGrath, Jeff Emig. What do you think of when I say the name Jeff Emig?
Well, I mean, certainly he was a tough racer. You know, we had a lot of crazy races, and I didn't like him very much when I raced him, for sure. You know, it's widely known that we didn't get along too good. I mean, we got along every now and again, but you know, his riding etiquette was a little different than mine. So, you know, I don't know. I guess what can you expect when you're battling? He was trying to win, I was trying to win. So, you know, it was a rivalry, one for the books for sure.
What do you think it was about him where he was finally the one that was able to break up your dominance?
I don't look at it like that. I mean, I don't even look at it like that. Like, when he beat me in '97, I had just switched teams. Hell, I had the bike 2 weeks before I even raced it. We were testing and trying to build this thing up the whole year. I finished, you know, parts were breaking, clutch was breaking, flats were happening. I only lost the title by 8 points, so I don't really feel like, you know, I don't feel like he won. I feel like I lost it myself. So, but you know, I always look at it like this. That was the year that I made him famous.
I love it. Well, they say true competitors are never satisfied. You have won so much. Your legacy's outstanding, but do you look back at that one season? Does it bother you still a little bit?
No, it doesn't bother me. You know why? Because had I won that year on that Suzuki, which is the year I switched from Honda to Suzuki, it might have changed the course of the rest of my career, right? In '98, I switched over to Yamaha and won 3 more titles in a row. Had I won with Suzuki, I might have stayed. And I'm not sure the bike was ready at the time. Look, Suzuki's a great team. Mel Harris gave me a great opportunity. Roger DaCosta was great. When we were at the 12th hour and didn't have anything and had to switch, I mean, those guys pulled together and made it happen. It was a crazy experience, and one I wouldn't suggest it when you're at the top of your game. But I think the way it all worked out, switching over to Yamaha in '98 was a whole new, like, breath of fresh air in my career. And I was very motivated. And, you know, some might say that after winning so much, you might get complacent, right? But I was hungry, and I don't know. If I would have won in '97, I'm not sure I would have had '98, '99, and 2000. So who's to say? But 7 firsts and 1 second is not too bad.
Not too bad. You think you may have the final say in the rivalry?
Oh, I think it wouldn't even be a race today. So yeah, I'd say I have the final say.
All right, today, so we asked Jeff, we put him on the spot. We said, you're still active on a bike, Jeremy's still active on a bike. We said, who would win? And I said Supercross. He said, oh, Jeremy, 100%. I said, motocross. He smiled and thought about it for a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, listen, I mean, Jeff was an unbelievable motocrosser, so I'm going to start with that. But and he kicked my ass a lot, trust me. I mean, he came alive sometimes halfway through the year, and I had to really work my tail off to figure out how to beat this guy. Finally, we did it, and I can do it regularly, I think. But, you know, in a motocross race today, I ride a lot. I still ride a lot, and he doesn't ride very much. So it'd really be unfair if we race together right now. You know, and I don't even think he rides 450s. I think he just stays down on a 125. So, you know, I'm glad to see him out on a bike. It's great to see all old vet guys like myself riding dirt bikes. But I'm sure I'd beat him today, right now. Motocross or Supercross.
What's the greatest memory from that rivalry? If there was one moment that stands apart when you look back.
You know, it's funny because there's so many good times you never really remember, right? So I have a lot of memories of Jeff and I battling hard, and him and me not being really happy with some of the things that he was doing on the track. So it's easy to remember the bad stuff. But you know, without that rivalry, I might not have been so highly regarded, right? I mean, I was winning a lot, but you have to have a yin and a yang, and so, you know, it was good cop, bad cop. I was good cop, he was bad cop.
And just how about the legion of fans that this thing spawned? I mean, you can talk to people to this day. They still remember that. They were fans of the sport because of you two and the show you put on and the rivalry you guys had.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was awesome. You know, it was, again, it was one of those deals that you needed a guy to be battling or keeping close to raise the bar. And he was that guy. And you know, nobody remembers who the other guys were, right? It was just him and I. Basically, we could have been out there by ourselves. So it's pretty funny how that works as a memory. But you know, look, we had a lot of great races. I wouldn't sit here and say like, oh, you know, screw that guy. We get along fine now. I'm bummed that he's actually not doing TV for Supercross. That kind of sucks. But
we got him on Best in the Desert. We had a lot of fun. We did Vegas to Reno.
Yeah, that's good. I know he's really improved at that, and I'm stoked for him on that. So anyway, you know, again, if I didn't have him as a rivalry, who knows where I'd be? You know, you never know.
And the last thing we asked him is, we said, do you think you could ever challenge McGrath on 4 wheels? What do you think about that? You think? I mean, we see a lot of moto guys like Digging, yourself, crossing over. You think Jeff could do it?
You know, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to have some of those guys out and try this. It's fun. I mean, not everyone's cut out for it. Look, you get in a truck like this, and the noise alone will scare the crap out of you. So in the beginning, it's really tough. These things are so fast, it's not even funny. So it takes a long time to learn how to race these things. But you know, he's a great racer. He's a champion. I'm sure that you give him enough time, he could probably figure it out.
Love it. Thank you for the memories. This has been a great trip down memory lane. Anything at all you'd like to add?
Jeff, I'll race you anytime.
Oh, the challenge is on. Thank you so much.
Your winning number is 146.
And Jeremy McGrath continues to do what he does best, and that's take checkered flags like he did here in Glen Helen. Make sure that you come see Jeremy McGrath in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. It is so much fun to watch. And hey, who knows, maybe we can even twist Jeff Emig's arm and get Jeff Emig in one of those Pro 2 or Pro 4 trucks. I think he's got the talent to make the transition. We want to say thank you to the King of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath, and Jeff Emig for this trip down memory lane. We also want to say thank you for producing such great memories, for producing such an epic rivalry that will live on forever in the annals and the history books of motorcycle racing. On behalf of everyone, we want to say thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Jeff. Again, guys, if you have any stories from this era, please make sure you share in the comments below. Maybe we will see a new chapter. If you have any friends that lived through this era, make sure you share with them. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for notifications for much more.
Wait a minute. Is it the legendary Jesse James? Are you really the legendary Jesse James?
Sometimes, only in my own mind.
What do you got on your hat?
Cycle drag.
You're the man. Do you watch the Cycle Drag YouTube channel?
No, but you should.
We hope that you'll start watching, and I appreciate it.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe to Cycle Drag on YouTube, like cycledrag.com on Facebook, and we'll keep it coming. We are here to promote fast motorcycles all over the world. If you have any friends who you think may enjoy this, please refer them. They are always welcome. Thank you for the comments, the feedback. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you for subscribing to Cycle Drag on YouTube. Simply hit subscribe, smash the bell for notifications, like cycledrag.com on Facebook. If it has anything to do with fast motorcycles or motorsports, we're in. Leave us your feedback. Cycle Drag rolls on.